Ladies and gentlemen, the US stock market has staged a rally and is expected to stage an even stronger rally tonight or even for the end of the year. And I want to share everybody this largely due to the very positive development between China and US trade talks. Let's watch on and see what the situation is and what is expected to be. So after all the friction that is happening between China and US, almost playing to the tone of what I said, 打打停停, 打打停停, which basically fight and stop in Chinese. President Xi Jinping and Donald Trump are expected to meet in the APEC Summit, and the trade talks are expected to return to Asia. So how this renewed US and China diplomacy may drive a global market bull run again, let's watch on. So yesterday, the S&P 500 hit a very good number of 6,738 points, and the Nasdaq also hit a very good high as well, crossing the 25,000 points. And the futures market looks right now poised to break an all-time high on both markets. Now, we shall see whether this will come true, but breaking all-time high is always a very good news. And this really set the stage that maybe Tom Lee's message that the S&P 500 hitting 6,900 or 7,000 or even beyond is going to come to pass very soon. So I think these are exciting times for us. For those people who are making money right now, congratulations. Those who are missing out, learn that the markets will not wait for you, and always try to capture the market in a form of a crash buy, which I always do. And I've also said that, in a worst case, dollar cost averaging, which I don't practice, but it does work as well, but although you gain a lot less. But whether to be able to go in now or not, I cannot make you this advice, but certainly congratulations all that make money. So the markets are on fire right now, on boosters. The US stock market has rallied very strongly yesterday night on the confirmation that there is a US-China trade talks in Malaysia, and I'll talk more about it. And right now, it is certainly a credible path that possibly there is a tariff rollback since 2019. So the news are all reporting it in a very optimistic news. I'm a little bit more cautious. I think just having trade talks doesn't equals to ceasefire, but talk is always good. And I think at this juncture, President Donald Trump and his people knows that China do hold them by their kahunas and with the rare earth. And on the other hand, China knows that US knows that China really need their market as well. So I think when you have a negotiation of equal, it's always good. So the market are pricing in a breakthrough. And not to forget, tonight there is a news release on the inflation numbers as well. So we don't know what the inflation numbers will be. My guess is going to be benign. And if it's benign, then maybe there is, if it's benign, maybe there's something there to further drive up the bull run. But at this juncture, just looking at the diplomatic discussion between China and US, I think both sides are going to do well. Interestingly, they are going to hold their talks, okay, for in Malaysia. So I think that's a very good PR for Malaysia as well. Now, why the markets are surging right now is, of course, because the trade talks are going to be very positive. All the bans on tech and semiconductors, all those bans are possibly going to be reduced or go away. And the rare earth is going to go flow through as well. Agriculture and commodity products are likely to flow again. There's a lot of soya bean in US that got nowhere else to sell except to China. And Chinese have really diversified to other markets. Hopefully this time around it will go through as well. And there's also positive readings on yields and the inflation numbers as well. We'll see that tonight. So there are trade negotiators right now in Malaysia from US and China. So I think Vice Premier of China, Lifeng, US Treasury Secretary of State Scott Bessent are now meeting for negotiation. And I think they are largely going to focus on the rare earth export restriction in exchange for some other concession and things like that. So it's very interesting that they chose Malaysia. Malaysia is chosen because it's seen as a neutral ASEAN host and also a symbol of pivot towards APEC trade diplomacy, meaning that like APEC is now viewed more positively as a bloc. This is really very good for Malaysia. I saw some protests against in KL that's going on right now. I think that's quite stupid, right? So what you want to do is to present your country in the most positive way when visitors are visiting you, right? Those people who are doing all the protests are doing your country a disfavor. Really stupid, right? Really stupid. A quick word on APEC. Clearly, right, Malaysia right now is a very positive place for foreign direct investment. A lot of data centers are being built, logistic hub. Singapore, don't need to say, we are really a powerful financial hub, tech hub, and pharmaceutical hub as well. Vietnam is clearly building itself up as an alternative to China. A lot of Chinese companies are bringing their manufacturing over. Thailand is doing well in the agriculture products. All our rice mainly come from there. And Indonesia is building up as well. So ASEAN really could be a trade safety valve for both US and China. Hopefully, some of this trade tension will benefit the entire ASEAN as a whole. Morgan Stanley thinks that the meeting today, if turned out positive, and also President Xi and President Donald Trump, if it turns out to be positive, this could be an inflection point that will restart the 2025 global bull cycle. And I think that's a very good news. A quick word on APEC, right? APEC is called Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. 21 Pacific Rim countries promoting trade and investment. It represents 60% of global GDP, cover 40% of world's population. And interestingly, there are historical precedent. After 2019 trade truce, and I think in APEC as well, the S&P 500 that year surged 29% following US and China kind of a peace talk after there have been a trade war. 2006 APEC meeting in Hanoi. There's also some positivity as well, and hopefully 2025 at the APEC Summit, there are some positive things happen, and maybe this will drive up not just US and China, but also global economies. So I think it is all positive. I do expect that both US and China don't really want to fight. I don't think so. I don't think they really want to fight. So I think what they want to do is to have all the trade barriers kind of move away. In all fairness, I don't know now who is the bad guy, but I do know that if these trade talks were to turn out just mildly positive, this would drive the S&P 500 further up. Regardless, whatever it is, as long as there is a positive outcome, I think ASEAN will stand as a winner. Malaysia and Singapore will stand to benefit. And then a lot of trade and investment could come in. We should watch very closely to tonight's CPI, Consumer Price Index release, and also at a later date, the Federal Reserve reaction to it as well. And this would set the stage. I think the market is pricing in definitely an October rate cut. And I hope that that will drive not just the stock market up, but also drive the bonds market up as well. So let's watch very closely. I will definitely do a live stream tonight to see what is the CPI reading, and hopefully it's all good news, then we can all celebrate. Okay? With this, thank you, and I'll see you tonight. Bye-bye.